Alright, so just a little bit about me. My name is Brandon. I'm a financial planner. I've been into banking, real estate, and investment for about 4.5 years now. And as, well, everybody in here is black, African American, Jamaican, you know, whatever you want.
Haitian.
But at the end of the day, the whole objective is to have generational wealth, right?
Yeah.
And the thing is that because we don't know how, we usually don't have generational wealth. So I'm just going to do a little illustration right here, right? And we don't have to answer out loudly, but just answer to yourself. In life, we have hierarchies, right? And in the financial world, we have hierarchies also. The first level is when you're dead poor. When you're homeless, you have nothing left over, really in a bad situation. Next level, you get a job. This is one of the most dangerous things in the black community, a job. Because all a job does, it keeps us just over broke. You have enough to pay your bills, but then after that, what's left over? You can't put your money into any investments, you can't do anything. The next level is when you're prosperous. When you're prosperous, you drive that BMW, you have your nice house, and you're doing better than most, right? Next level is when you're abundant. I have enough space, so I'm abbreviating. It's when you have an abundance of wealth. Now, well, not wealth, an abundance of money. You can actually live, right? Next level is that 1%. And we all hear about the 1%, right? Now, if I ask, what do you think the 1% is in America, or the 1% in the world is? Anybody?
In terms of what?
In terms of money.
As in how much they make?
The wealthiest, right? Well, this is the thing. The real 1% is this. If you make over $36,000 US a year, you're in the 1% in the world. So that goes to show you how bad of a situation, bad the financial situation of the world is. Really think about that. There are 330 million, well 327, but just run it to 330. 330 million people in the U.S. And of that 330 million, only 11 people, 11,000 people are millionaires out of 33 million. And when I say millionaire, I don't mean millionaire as in cash flowing millionaire, asset millionaire. And of this 11 million millionaires, 0.042% are black. Now I want everybody to really grasp this because this is very serious. This is a really, really serious scenario. Now, why is it that only 0.042% of Americans are in the millionaire class? And this is not even cash flowing millionaire. This is asset-based millionaire. Meaning they have a house that's worth $1 million, their car is worth $1 million, and by default they're millionaires. But they're still struggling. In that abundant and prosperous stage that I had on the board earlier, most people are lying to themselves. Because if you lose your job tomorrow, what's going to happen? You're done. Right? So we need to understand, as African Americans, we have the biggest buying power in the entire world. The black man in America has the, not the black man, the black race has the biggest buying power. Now there's a difference between buying power and spending power, right? Black people confuse buying power for spending power. When you buy things that build wealth, that produces cash flow. When you spend on dumb shit. A lot of things we have on, a lot of things we do, we really don't need it. And then we bitch and complain that, oh, I'm broke, I'm in this situation. I work with a lot of Jewish people, a lot of white people. And I'm going to tell you, a lot of them walk the fucking streets, and you will not realize what is in their bank account. I'm a banker, I deal with these people every single day. One guy come up to me, $19 million in his bank account. Not one friggin' name brand on his body. Drove a piece of shit, pulled up to the bank. $19 million in his bank account. Now I pick these people's brains, I ask them, how do they get to that point? And the first thing that they do is this. They save their money. This is something our people do not do because we live for self. We always think, okay, let me spend everything on me. Let me look fly. Let me fuck the baddest chick. Let me do this. Let me do that. But at the end of the day, what is left over to pass to the next generation? Wealth, true wealth, is something that is intergenerational. It can be passed on, the next generation builds on it. You pass it on, next generation builds on it. That's how people get wealthy. You look at the Bill Gates, the Warren Buffetts, Steve Jobs, those are rarities. It's very rare that people create that kind of wealth within their lifetime. Real wealth is passed on and continue to build on. Like what Gary said earlier, life insurance. That is one of the most underrated investments in the world. Life insurance. Because you know what? That's how 86% of white people become rich.
Yep.
When great-grandpa dies, that life insurance goes to Tommy. Well, guess what? They were teaching little Tommy how to buy real estate. They were teaching little Tommy how to buy stocks, how to own businesses. And then little Tommy turned that $100,000 that grandpa left to him into $1 million. And they pass it on, pass it on, pass it on. But if you have nothing to save, if you're not saving, what is there to invest? Right? So this is the fundamental principle of creating wealth, is to save your money. Outside of leveraging time and leveraging money, then, you know, we're talking about something else. But the basic fundamental is to save money. So we need to get into the habit as a people, saving your money. Have a written budget plan. Most of us don't even know how much we're making per month. Most of us don't know what our average bills are per month, right? So have a sit down and really write down, this is how much I make per month, this is what I'm spending, and you will be surprised how much thousands of dollars we're blowing per year. Well, you could put that money in the bank, let it stay, find something to invest in that will double or triple your money. So this right here is very important. I can't stress this enough. If you have to live like a bum for a little bit, so be it, right? I'm not, and like Gary said earlier, I'm not saying this to brag. My bank account is stacked. But if you see me in the street, you will never know because of the car I drive and how I live.
Tell them about what you told me the other day about what the girl said about listening to you because of cars.
So I do financial advice, right? Freelance advising work. And I was meeting with this chick. She was fine as hell too. But I was meeting with this chick. And, well, a chick and her friend. I'm going through her budget plan. I'm showing her where to move her money, what to invest in, that kind of thing. And because of the car I drove, the girl looked at her friend and said, why are you listening to him? You see what he drove? He don't got no money. That's what the girl said.
The mindset, that's all.
And that's the mindset of our people.
It's not a gender thing.
It's not a
It's
gender
not.
thing. It's a poor person's mentality. A poor person's mentality, not to interject on them.
No.
A poor person's mentality is perception is everything. And perception isn't everything. That's what we're taught when we're kids, based off of our previous generations who never had it. So it's not, the mentality of black people, however you want to call it, comes from long, ancient time because we're taught to think everything is half empty instead of half full. When I understood that is when I was in jail. It's not on the street. I went to school. I'm educated, by the way. Very educated, highly educated. And I'm the first generation to even go to school, to go to college. I'm the first generation to have over $5 million in assets. Understand? And I didn't learn that from anyone in my family. I learned that based off of everything I did not have and everything that I wanted. So, us as people, we're taught, and it's not our mother's fault, it's not our father's fault, not our grandparents' fault. This is back from when we were slaves. This is back when everything else was taken from us and we was put in a situation that we're taught to see everything as half empty versus half full. So when Brandon is making a statement, a lot of, not that anybody in this room, and maybe it is going over your head, but it's like you get that thing in your head that say, oh, I can't do that, because the mentality is stuck on is half empty instead of half full. And that's just something that people have to work on. You know what I'm saying? And you're dealing with Brent, I would advise you guys to, when he say he's a freelance financial advisor, stop thinking, I don't make that much money to talk to him. It's not about the money, it's about the longevity of what he does. So get that out your head right now. Some of you probably thinking, well, I make $15 an hour, well, I make $20 an hour. Well, it's not about that. So I need to get his information. That's all I can tell you guys. Seriously. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, seriously, wealth is a state of mind, right? Not what you have in the bank. Because if you give somebody $1 million and they don't know what to do with that $1 million, they're going to end up flat broke again. Right? Look how many people win the lotto.
Yeah.
And 5-6 years later, they're broke. Right? So we need, like Mr. The gentleman on the TV, what's his name again? David Coggins. He said it's easy to be successful nowadays because so many people's minds are so weak. And you don't become wealthy or successful being a punk motherfucker. This gotta be tough. Once this is tough, you can accomplish anything in this world.
You heard the statement he said is when you say something to them, they go into a shell. As soon as you say something to most people, they get mad.
That's what happens with this shit. That's what happens with this. And this place
That shit is
on
crazy.
this platform in your barbershop, and you see people walk out, and we just
They get
laugh.
mad. And I'm gonna run them motherfuckers out of here. Because I don't either you a lion or you're a fucking cop. And being around me, you gotta be a lion. You gotta roll. I don't give a fuck if you're $1 or $1 millionaire. You roll.
Exactly.
You make people feel you. You understand? And I teach it in here every day, man. And I'm happy you saying this though, because that's my little brother. You know, I want to hear it. He's an old guys. I done raised these guys in here. You know?
I'm telling you, man, no matter what you want to accomplish, like I'm a little kid from Jamaica. I grew up without nothing. You understand? Like I'm telling you, I grew up without shit. If I'm gonna be a multi-millionaire one day, and all the shit I've been through, anybody can do that shit. Anything you want to accomplish in life, you could definitely do that shit. Society, people you fuck around with, people you hang around with, they always tell you, you can't do this, you can't do that. If you know what to do, if you have something in your heart, and you get the education as to how to do it. And remember, there's a difference between education and school.
Right.
School doesn't mean you're educated.
Right.
But if you have the education as to how to do something, you can fucking make it. You can really make it. We just got to eliminate fear, and we got to eliminate that limited thinking and understand what true wealth really is. The sky's the limit.
We have to adapt more sacrifice, willing to sacrifice.
Yes.
You know, the temporary satisfaction doesn't outweigh the long-term gain. And we have to understand that the temporary moment and looking like I'm rich and I got it going on, it's bullshit.
Exactly.
It's bullshit. You know?
Gotta swallow the pride too.
Of course.
We're so prideful. It's like we so prideful about the incorrect thing. You know, we've been programmed incorrect for so long. It's like shit, bro. We preaching, you know what I'm saying, the wrong to the youth. So when they grow up like, nah, we fucked up. We gotta have that business.
Shit, man. Appreciate that.
My name is Morello Gray. You know, Q, Shaq, Hoop, Mama Love, they like my family. It's so crazy to have to say that because I haven't known them more than 2 years, believe it or not. Q always trying to get me to talk, and we laugh and shit, you know what I'm saying? But I just came home from jail. I finished my parole September of last year. So that's a brag to make you understand a frame of mind, a frame of thinking. Like Mr. Gary said, I bought my house 10 years ago. Before buying my house, I was fearful. Brother from Harlem, I brought 140th Linux to 7th, 137th Linux to 7th. I'm an LA boy. Other things that went through the past. And like I said, it's not because I was not educated or didn't have the right backing. It's just because when you're growing up, you think that you don't have nothing more to do with yourself. 10 years ago, I quit my job. 12 years ago, I quit my job. And I was making great money. At least I thought it was. And once I found out what my worth was, I quit. Most people say, oh, why you quit a $40 million job? Because that's not what I'm worth. Today, standing in front of you, I'm worth $7.7 million in assets. Look, I'm worth about $4 million dead. How is that? Can anybody tell me?